The city streets were empty, soaked by the soft drizzle of rain. Streetlights flickered, casting long shadows across the deserted sidewalks. It was just past midnight, and the silence felt heavy, almost oppressive. Daniel Carter sat in the back of a police car, his hands cuffed in front of him. The flashing red and blue lights from the patrol car reflected across his tense face.
This isn't what it looks like. I need to explain. He's moving. East corridor. Copy. Can we intercept? Not yet. Wait for the signal. Understood.
His breaths came short, uneven. Fear, guilt, and panic were etched into every line of his expression. This can't be happening. I didn't do this, he whispered under his breath. The car stopped in front of the station. The door opened, letting in a cold gust of night air. Footsteps echoed as he was guided inside, the cuffs clinking softly. Every step toward the station felt heavier, every second longer. Inside, the station was alive with quiet activity. Distant radios hummed, officers moved through hallways with purpose, and the fluorescent lights cast stark shadows. The air smelled faintly of coffee and antiseptic. Daniel was led down a long corridor. Each step echoed ominously. His pulse raced. At the end of the corridor, a heavy metal door opened, revealing the interrogation room. A single table, 2 chairs, a dim overhead lamp, shadows stretched across the walls. Daniel was seated, shoulders tense, avoiding the mirrored glass that could be watching him. Minutes passed in tense silence. Then the door opened. A detective entered, calm, collected, unreadable. He took a seat across from Daniel, saying nothing, letting the weight of the room do its work. Finally, he spoke, voice low and measured. Do you know why you're here? Daniel hesitated. His voice cracked. No, I don't, I swear. The detective's eyes didn't waver. We're going to talk about last night. Every detail, step by step. I didn't hurt anyone. You've got the wrong person, Daniel said quickly, panic creeping in. Silence stretched. The detective said nothing, letting Daniel feel the weight of every
Hands behind
second.
your back. Don't move. I didn't do anything. Move to the car. Now. This is a mistake.
Why aren't you saying anything? Just tell me what you want, Daniel asked nervously. A folder slid across the table. Photos, timestamps, location records. He opened it slowly. Then help me understand this, said the detective, voice calm, unyielding. Daniel's face paled. That's not me. It can't be, he whispered. These are records from multiple locations, Daniel. Every place you claim you were, we have proof you were somewhere else, said the detective. Daniel swallowed hard. Panic was creeping in. I didn't do anything. I didn't, I swear. The detective leaned back, letting the silence stretch. Daniel's hands shook. His knees bounced nervously. You understand lying here won't help, right? The evidence doesn't lie, but you can tell the truth. You can explain yourself, the detective said softly. Daniel's eyes darted to the mirrored window. He felt trapped. His chest tightened. Okay, I didn't plan it. I didn't know it would end like this. The detective remained silent. Daniel's voice trembled as he continued. I went there, just to scare him. I didn't mean for anything to happen. A video file was slid across the table. Watch this. This is what really happened, said the detective. Daniel pressed play. The footage showed him at the scene, moving in ways he could not deny. Sweat beaded on his forehead. No, I didn't mean to. You have to tell me everything, Daniel. Step by step, the detective instructed. His voice cracked. I went in, I just wanted to threaten him. Then he tried to call someone, and I didn't mean to. Tears formed in his eyes. I panicked.
He's moving. East corridor. Copy. Can we intercept? Not yet. Wait for the signal. Understand. I don't remember that. This one. You knew him. No, that's not possible.
I didn't know what to do. Take your time. Breathe. Tell the truth. You can't change the past, but you can be honest now, the detective said softly. Daniel exhaled shakily. Okay, I'll tell everything that happened last night. The silence in the room felt heavier now. Daniel's hands trembled on the table. He tried to steady his breathing, but his chest rose and fell erratically. The dim light cast sharp shadows, highlighting every line of fear etched across his face.
You have to let me go.
The detective watched silently, giving nothing away. Daniel could feel the tension building. Every second without words seemed to stretch endlessly. Let's go over your movements from last night, the detective finally said, calm, measured. Start from the moment you left your apartment. Daniel swallowed hard. I left around 9 p.m. I went to the gas station, then I stopped at a diner for a bit. And after that, the detective asked. His voice was calm but carried weight. I went home, I think, Daniel replied, voice faltering. I don't remember exactly. The detective opened another folder, revealing CCTV stills and timestamps. Daniel's stomach dropped as he saw himself near the crime scene, at the exact time he claimed to be elsewhere. This is not me, it can't be, Daniel whispered, his voice shaking.
You have to listen
forward
to
slightly.
me.
Daniel,
This
every place
isn't
you
what
claim
it
to
looks
be,
like.
we have records showing otherwise.
I need to explain.
We know where you were, and what you did. Panic gripped him. Sweat formed on his forehead. I didn't do anything. I didn't, I swear. The detective remained calm. Silence stretched, heavy and suffocating. Daniel's hands shook uncontrollably. His knees bounced. You understand lying won't help, right? Said the detective softly. The evidence doesn't lie, but telling the truth can. You can explain yourself now. Daniel's eyes darted to the mirrored window. He felt trapped, exposed. Okay, I didn't plan it. I didn't know it would end like this. The detective did not speak. He let Daniel's guilt and fear grow naturally, building the pressure. Daniel's voice trembled. I went there, just to scare him. I didn't mean for anything to happen. Another folder was slid across the table. Detailed images, time logs, phone records. Daniel's hands froze. The proof was undeniable. You have to tell me everything, step by step, said the detective. Daniel's voice broke. I went in. I just wanted to scare him. Then he tried to call someone, and I didn't know what to do. Tears formed in his eyes. I panicked. I didn't know what to do. The detective leaned back slightly. Take your time. Breathe. Tell the truth. You can't change the past, but you can be honest now. Daniel exhaled shakily. Okay, I'll tell everything. Every detail, from the moment I left my apartment to what happened at his house. He described each movement, walking through the empty streets, checking to see if anyone was following, approaching the house. Every detail made his voice weaker, more desperate. Why did you go there, Daniel? The detective asked softly. Daniel swallowed. He humiliated me. Took advantage of me. I just wanted him to be afraid. I didn't mean for anything to happen. The detective tapped the table lightly. Understanding your motive doesn't excuse your actions. But honesty now is the only way forward. Daniel's hands shook violently now. Sweat rolled down his face. I didn't plan any of this. I panicked. I ran. I didn't know what to do. The detective opened another file. Witness statements, call logs, security footage. Daniel looked at the evidence, realizing the full scope of what he had done. He sat back, defeated. I can't take it back. I ruined everything, my life, my family. The detective spoke softly, deliberately. Daniel, telling the truth now is your only way to face what's coming. You've already made mistakes, but you can't hide from them anymore. Daniel's breathing was rapid, hands shaking. Okay, I'll tell everything, every single thing. Daniel's hands were shaking violently now. His voice trembled as he continued. I need to tell everything, every detail. The detective nodded silently, giving him space. The room felt heavier, the air thicker. Daniel's heart raced, sweat dripping down his temples. I left my apartment after 9 p.m., he began. I walked to the gas station, then the diner. I thought no one was following me. I just wanted to scare him. The detective leaned forward slightly, voice calm, step by step. Daniel. What happened when you reached the house? Daniel swallowed hard, tears welling up. I knocked on the door. He opened it. I told him I knew everything, that he owed me. I didn't mean for it to go the way it did. He paused, trembling. He called someone. I panicked. I pushed. I didn't know what to do, and then, he fell. The detective did not interrupt, letting the silence press on Daniel. Each word was a weight, each pause a knife of guilt. Daniel's voice broke completely. I ran. I didn't know. I was scared. I didn't know anyone would see. I didn't know. The detective slid another folder across the table. CCTV footage, phone location records, witness statements. Daniel's eyes widened as he saw the undeniable proof aligning with his confession. You understand this evidence matches your story exactly, the detective said softly. Every lie, every half-truth has already been uncovered. Daniel's hands covered his face. I panicked. I didn't plan any of this, I just wanted to scare him. The detective maintained calm, allowing Daniel to descend into the weight of his guilt. Step by step, Daniel reconstructed the night. Leaving his apartment, walking the streets, checking if anyone was following. Approaching the victim's house, the confrontation, the argument, the accidental injury, the panic and flight, tears ran down his cheeks. I didn't know what to do. I ran. I couldn't. I was terrified. The detective nodded, voice low but firm. Daniel, this is the truth. It's heavy, but it's necessary. You must face it, step by step, detail by detail. Daniel continued, describing the exact timeline of the incident. He explained his actions, his thoughts, and the terror that overwhelmed him. Every movement, every misstep, every fear was laid bare. I didn't plan the harm. I didn't want him hurt. I just wanted him to be afraid, Daniel repeated, over and over, his voice cracking with remorse. The detective let him speak, occasionally prompting with calm questions. What happened after he fell? Where did you go next? Did anyone see you? Daniel recounted fleeing the scene, trying to erase his traces, the fear of being caught, and the growing guilt that consumed him as the night went on. Finally, he admitted, I know it's all my fault. I panicked, I didn't think, I ruined everything. The detective spoke softly, almost like advice. You've told the full story now. This is the only way forward. Truth, no matter how heavy, is always better than lies. Daniel sat quietly, head bowed, understanding the full weight of his actions. Sweat and tears mingled on his face. His breathing slowly calmed, but the fear and guilt remained. Daniel sat slumped in the chair, the room heavy with silence. His breaths came in shallow gasps, sweat still dripping down his temples. The detective watched, calm and patient, letting Daniel feel the weight of everything he had admitted. Daniel, the detective began, we need to understand why this happened. Tell me, why? Daniel's hands shook as he rubbed his face. He humiliated me, lied to me, took what was mine. I just wanted him to feel afraid. I never wanted this to happen. The detective nodded slowly. Anger, fear, humiliation, these are strong emotions. But they do not justify what occurred. Understanding your motive is important, but facing the consequences is inevitable. Daniel's voice quivered. I know I can't take it back. I just panicked. I didn't plan it. I ruined everything. The detective leaned forward, his voice calm but firm. Daniel, people lost. Someone got hurt because of choices you made. Every action has a consequence. It is time to face them. Are you ready? Daniel nodded slowly, tears streaming down his face. Yes, I understand. I need to accept it. The detective pulled out official records, showing the potential legal consequences, prison sentences, and civil ramifications. Daniel stared at the papers, absorbing the reality. I don't know if I can survive this, Daniel whispered. You will survive, said the detective, but only by accepting the truth, accepting responsibility. Hiding or denying won't help. You must face it, step by step, just like tonight. Daniel's eyes widened with comprehension. I see now. I can't change the past, but I can be honest now. I must face what I've done. For the next several minutes, Daniel reflected on every decision he had made that night. Every lie he told himself, every panic-driven choice, every action he wished he could undo. The detective remained silent, listening. Each word from Daniel was heavy, each pause thick with guilt and realization. I understand the seriousness. I hurt someone. I ruined trust. I am responsible for everything, Daniel admitted, finally meeting the detective's eyes. You are, the detective said softly. And now, by telling the full truth, you take the first step toward accountability. Justice may be delayed, but it cannot be denied. Truth always comes to light. Daniel exhaled slowly, a mixture of relief and anguish on his face. I have to live with this. I must accept it. I'm ready to face it. The detective leaned back, signaling the end of the intense part of the interrogation. Tonight, you told the truth. That is the first step. Tomorrow, the legal system will take its course. But what matters is honesty, accountability, and understanding the consequences of your actions. Daniel remained seated, silent now, tears flowing freely, the weight of the past hours pressing down on him. The city outside continued its quiet hum, unaware of the confession and truths revealed in this small, dimly lit room. The interrogation room was quiet now. Daniel sat motionless, his hands trembling slightly. The weight of the last several hours pressed down on him. He had confessed, reconstructed every moment, and faced the truth. The detective spoke softly, deliberately. Daniel, what happened tonight is a harsh lesson. Lies can only last so long. Truth always finds its way. You've seen that firsthand. Daniel nodded slowly, tears streaming down his face. I understand now. I wish I had been honest from the start. Many people think they can escape their mistakes, the detective continued. But every choice, every action has consequences. The difference is now you've chosen to face yours. You've taken responsibility. That is the first step toward anything resembling redemption. Daniel swallowed hard. I feel relieved and terrified at the same time. Relieved that the truth is out, terrified of what comes next. That fear is natural, the detective said calmly. It shows you understand the seriousness of your actions. You will live with this knowledge for the rest of your life. But honesty, accountability, these are what separate someone who accepts responsibility from someone who hides. The detective paused, letting the words sink in. Remember this, Daniel, lies may protect you for a short time, but they always catch up. Truth, even when painful, is the only path forward. You've learned that tonight. Daniel exhaled slowly, nodding. Yes, I've learned. I can't undo it, but I can live with it, and be truthful from now on. Outside, the city remained unaware of the drama in this small interrogation room. The lights continued to flicker, the rain pattered softly against the window. But inside, a young man had faced the full weight of his actions, and truth had finally prevailed. The detective stood, gathering the files and evidence. The legal process will continue, Daniel. You will face the consequences. But tonight, you did what needed to be done. You faced yourself, and that is the beginning of accountability. Daniel remained seated, head bowed, understanding the gravity of every word. His breaths were slower now, each exhale carrying the weight of realization and regret. The room fell silent, except for the faint hum of the fluorescent lights. Daniel stared at the table, reflecting on the past, the choices he had made, and the consequences he could not change. And in that quiet moment, one truth became clear. Honesty, no matter how late, always matters. Truth may be heavy, but it is always liberating.